When I bought the van, I asked the first owner what was her favorite place to be in all the travels that she had done in the United States. And she told me the desert. In my mind, I scoffed because I think of the desert as a big, empty, boring, hot place. But I was wrong. The Mountain West is a beautiful place that makes you feel small and free, and it's also very breezy and dry. This is a spot near the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. I didn't realize that I had heard of them before. It's where they take rocket cars out into a flat, safe place where they can push hundreds of miles per hour in a land vehicle and set records without hurting anyone. There's this paved road that goes out a ways into the salt flats and ends here in this little cul-de-sac. You can drive out and you can park, and then you can walk out onto the salt, or you can drive your vehicle right out onto it. There's, only a few people at any given time and hundreds of, dozens of square miles. I was a little nervous about taking the van out, but I did it. And I wanted to push the van and see how fast it could go. The space is open and it's flat. There's nothing to hit except other drivers. And there's a lot of friction. And people take their cars out here and they do donuts in the salt. You can see the donut track marks there on the ground. In the end, I wimped out and I just drove 45, 50 miles an hour before returning to the cul-de-sac. From here, I drove into Salt Lake City, and I arrived at night and followed the maps up into the hills so that I could stay in a free parking space overlooking the city. And this was my view. There's actually an amusement park down below. I slept in my van amongst a small cadre of other vans. And in the morning, when I woke, this is what I saw. This beautiful view, but I also saw the narrow, winding roads that I had driven up the night before that are barely wide enough for two vehicles, with nothing, no safety net whatsoever to catch you should you slide just a little bit off the road. Here we are in Nevada, a dry riverbed, some kind of gulch, I guess is what they call it. And this part of the world is boring, but it's also beautiful. And it's dry. I mean, really dry. 5 to 10% relative humidity on an 80-degree day. And it's amazing what that does for my skin, for body odor. In that kind of dryness, bacteria and fungi can't grow, so you don't have body odor. This is a spot called Medicine Bow National Forest. And my dad joked when he saw the picture, he said, "National Forest, where's the forest?" But it's actually an enormous swath of land with many forests and open areas and hills and mountains. And I found this little hilltop with little campsites, and it was right next to a communications tower, so my 5G connection was blazing fast. And at night I could see Laramie, Wyoming in the distance, but otherwise there was nobody around for miles and miles and miles. I spent 3 days on that hilltop, and I think I left a part of me behind I miss the climate, and I miss the solitude, and I miss the reliable internet connection, and I miss the sky. But I think I'll go back someday.